Hello, and welcome to Trusted Tips. Today we're going to learn about tooling components for both hot stamp and heat transfer product decoration. We sometimes get asked, why is tooling important? Well, simply put, a structure that's built on a shaky foundation will not withstand the test of time, and neither will the quality of your decoration. Tooling is the foundation of any hot stamp or heat transfer decorating application. Highly repeatable quality decoration of products and parts is made possible by quality tooling. Hot stamping is the combination of temperature, pressure, and dwell to transfer an image from a carrier to a part. These three components are independent, and a change or variation in one may affect or impact another. Let's take a closer look at each of these in order to better understand why tooling is so important for successful product decoration. Temperature is the amount of heat that's needed to soften the foil or heat transfer pigments and the part surface in order to ensure thermal bonding of foil or transfer to the part. Pressure is the clamping force required to ensure full contact of die to part. And dwell is the time that the die or roller is in contact with the foil or transfer and the part. Time, temperature, and dwell mean that hot stamping and heat transfer tooling must be able to withstand repeated exposure to extreme pressure and temperatures. It is common for many tons of pressure to be applied and temperatures to reach as high as 550 degrees Fahrenheit. The three main tooling components for hot stamp or heat transfer decoration are nesting fixtures, dies, and die mounting blocks that act as connectors in the tooling set. The die mounting blocks mate the decorating equipment to the stamping die. Nesting fixtures are required to secure or hold parts during the application process, supporting the stamping area and precisely positioning the part for repeatability. Nesting fixtures should be manufactured to be user-friendly, so in other words, it should be easy to load and unload parts. Nesting fixtures are manufactured from a variety of different materials as dictated by part shape, substrate, size, and support requirements. Your hot stamp or heat transfer supplier should be able to provide guidance as to which material is best based on the specific requirements of your unique application. It's helpful to understand the basic performance characteristics of each of these materials. Aluminum is lighter than steel and easier to handle. It's easy to machine and will not rust. It is both durable and heat tolerant. Cast urethane is ideal for contoured application. It provides a tighter fit than aluminum, PVC, nylon, or Teflon. It's not as durable as aluminum, and the material begins to break down at temperatures of 120 degrees Fahrenheit. PVC is machined to part configuration. It won't scuff clear plastics or a high gloss finish. Also, it is not as durable as aluminum. Nylon and Teflon are ideal for automatic part discharge because of low friction. They won't scuff plastics, and they are also not as durable as aluminum. Finally, steel offers the greatest amount of both strength and durability. It is ideal for high tonnage applications. Part holding fixtures make up only one half of the requirements of a tooling set. The other half, the die, is equally important. Hot stamp heat transfer dies are produced to mate the part while fixtured. These components should be manufactured together to guarantee a match set. There are two main types of stamping dies, metal and silicone. Silicone rubber dies conform to surface variations inherent in plastic molded parts. Full graphic art and photographic capabilities assure accurate art reproduction. Silicone dies offer excellent thermal conductivity and heat conduction properties. Compared to metal stamping dies, silicone dies require less stamping pressure. Silicone dies are available in flat, multi-level, and contoured configurations for diverse applications. Silicone dies are manufactured from machine engraved and/or photo etch molds. Metal dies are available in magnesium, copper, brass, and steel. Metal dies offer a premium embossed appearance to your finished part. They are very durable. Metal dies offer excellent heat recover properties for high-speed applications. Metal dies are recommended for soft substrates such as fabric, paper, polyurethane. Here we take a look at the difference between hot stamp and heat transfer dies. While the hot stamp and heat transfer decoration processes are very similar, when you look at the side, you can see some differences. The mold for hot stamp dies carries the image to be used. They are more complex than the molds used for heat transfer decoration, where no graphic image is carried on the die because the image comes from the heat transfer label itself. So how can somebody figure out which type of die they need? There's a basic rule of thumb that's good to follow, and that is you always try to have one rigid and one flexible surface. So when you are dealing with a rigid substrate, you want a flexible silicone die. When you're decorating a flexible substrate, you will want a rigid metal die. The final of the three main components for hot stamp or heat transfer decoration are die mounting blocks. Die mounting blocks act as a connector in the tooling set, mating the decorating equipment to the stamping die. Mounting blocks provide the support behind the die. Without this support, a die may deflect under the force of the machine, causing a lack of pressure in this area. Traditional die blocks are drilled with mounting holes to match your equipment and tooling set. There are a variety of die block mounting alternatives available, including dovetail, type holders, and magnetic. Magnetic quick change dies vastly reduce the amount of time needed for die changeover and setup. A magnetic die block mounts to your machine, allowing dies to be easily affixed, eliminating the need for screws to secure the hot stamp die. Using pin registration, magnetic dies improve repeatability from die to die, offering increased production and less downtime. In addition to the three main tooling components, nesting fixtures, dies, and die mounting blocks, there are also a range of supporting elements, the most common of which are jack screws, alignment pins, and part sensors. Jack screws can be added to the base plate to facilitate proper alignment of the nest to the die. Alignment pins assist in aligning the part to die on contoured parts or flat parts where the position of the graphics is critical. Fixtures can also be designed to be mounted one way, preventing a mismatch from die to part or stamping the graphic out of orientation. Finally, part sensors are interconnected with equipment controls to detect part presence and identify proper positioning prior to stamping. These devices are ideal in automated systems and greatly reduce scrap rates. Recently, there have been improvements in the manufacturing of tooling components. In the not-so-distant past, hot stamp and heat transfer tooling was manufactured only from actual parts and delivered 2 to 3 weeks after receipt of injection molds. This often resulted in production delays. Prototype parts, which often did not precisely match production parts, were sometimes used in an effort to have hot stamp tooling and molds delivered at the same time. With the development of new software packages and advances in CNC-controlled equipment, hot stamp and heat transfer tooling sets can be constructed simultaneously. An electronic drawing file is all that is required to initiate the manufacture of required decorating tools, nesting fixtures, die mounting blocks, and dies. Completed tooling will be matched to the first piece run utilizing production molds. Any tweaking required will be made at this time, which avoids previously long delays in new product launches. Electronic files are kept indefinitely, thus allowing for quick and easy duplication when needed. When venturing into a new hot stamp or heat transfer project, remember that tooling is the foundation of successful decoration. Many factors impact a decorating project, but too often, critical tooling required for quality finished parts is overlooked. A structure built on a shaky foundation will not withstand the test of time, and neither will the quality of your stamp. Would you like more information about quality hot stamp or heat transfer tooling? Please get in touch. We are eager to speak with you.